ladies and gentlemen, I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to some Hold My Beer replays. Replays are back. I've had a week or maybe even 2 weeks off because I have been off work. I haven't really made any content whatsoever. Luckily, I made some before I went on my annual leave from holiday, so I still had some videos dropping every single day except for replays. I just haven't had time for any replays whatsoever. But tomorrow, I'm back at work. I'm back at work tomorrow, back to making some more content, some more replays, more hold my beer, hold my cups of hold my cup of tea that we will be doing on Sundays. Hopefully every Sunday, the same as Saturdays, will be hold my beer Saturday. Literally, I'm only making this today because I really wanted to get more replays out and I just haven't had the time. So tonight, I just said to the wife, you know what, let's have KFC for dinner tonight. So while I'm gone to get KFC, I'm literally in the car park making this video before I get the food. So, French baguette. We've got 3 replays and we're going to start off with French baguette in the Object 268 on Himmelsdorf. And he's doing okay at the moment. 2k damage. He hasn't taken any damage in return. He's blocked 1100 damage, but his team are going to start dying. He's got 1 tank down and there is almost 1 tank down with the mouse. Unluckily, he doesn't manage to penetrate that IS-7. So it's now 5 against 6. The Waffle takes out the IS-7. He's going to go for the HE shot. Nice HE shot there against the grill. He got that in the nick of time before that E100 poked forward. So the Waffle is getting pushed by the T57 Heavy. There is a couple of tanks that are low hit points. There goes the grill. There's the Standard B. There's the T92 E1s. They're both sort of low hit points, but it is 4 against 5. He's still full hit points. He gets another nice blocked damage there from the missile tank. I think this was actually before the update, so the missile still does the same damage as they did before the nerf. So he is now getting shot from behind with the T57, so he's going to push forward just so he is pretty much hidden from that guy. But at the moment, it's a 2 versus 4. And what he does here, he knew that the T57 was on a reload, so he just backs up over this ridge, and he gets a nice shot there into one of the Waffles, bringing it down to a 2 versus 3. Now, the Waffle is behind, so he is going to take a shot, but the Waffle does not the Waffle, the missile tank. He decides to use the HE, which was a bad mistake. And another bad mistake is trying to push him when he has been reloaded. So he's now bringing it down to a 2 versus 2, but he's last remaining teammate. He is a light tank as well, so he can get around the map pretty quickly. So he's going to stay here and he is going to get a shot in on the T57, which is great because he can now back up behind this ridge. The E100 is not pushing. I mean, the E100, he was almost full hit points. He should really be the one to start pushing, but he's not. The T57, again, he doesn't want to know this Object 268, which I suppose in a way is the correct thing, because the missile, the T92, is a 1-shot, so clear the 1-shots if you can. And now they have bring it down to a 2 versus 1, but the T57 is only on a 1-shot, so he needs to be careful because he can actually be clipped from the T57 Heavy if he is full reloaded, and especially if this E100 can get a shot off as well. But he makes the mistake and pushes, and that was a nice shot into that E100. It was nice because he used this building and he can now fully reload before anyone is going to push him. He doesn't want to rush around the corner just yet. He wants to know where both tanks are coming. Really, he wants them both together. He doesn't want one to come to the left and one to come to the right. So the E100 is there. He just needs to spot the T57 Heavy. And at the moment, we have no idea where he is until he is there. And he decides to come around and he gets a nice roll and clears him to bring it down to a 1 versus 1. And again, he's going to get a full reload in before this E100 starts pushing. And the E100 is very, very low hit points, and he's still not pushing. He's now up to 7,500 damage. He's going to now use the HE because that is all it's going to take. I think he's not even going to get a shot from that E100. GG, nice game. 2,600 block damage as well. And he finishes on 7,603 damage and a well-deserved mastery badge. Top gun, and he gets the high caliber. And he makes 50,000 credits as well. 1,655 base XP. Next up, we have a T-54E1, and it's Busy Babe, I think. Busy Babe, this tank's alright. I mean, it's not a popular tank. It is the American Tier 8 medium tank, which leads on to the T-57 Heavy. It is an auto-loader, but the only thing with this tank, it only has 2 shells. It doesn't have HE, which is the biggest, for me, the biggest downfall with this tank. And there's so many occasions, being in Tier 9, you're going to come up against Borziks, you're going to come up against Waffles and Grills and Bat Chats and RU-251s, and you can't use the HE. And it's a shame because it's an auto-loader, and if you can use that HE, you can really pump out that damage with the clip. But you can't use any HE, only AP and APCR, I think it is. He's going to have a brilliant, I think this game is, sorry if you do hear that motorbike in the background, he's going to have a good game, and I think this is actually a Hall of Fame game. I haven't checked personally, but in the email description it did say it was Hall of Fame. And he's on Rockfield. So if you look at the team, I mean, he's got the three mediums on his team. I've gone to the right side. The heavy's gone to the left, and the TD is just at the moment sitting in spawn. So he gets a nice bounce there. He is going to go for that T92E1. He does get a shot in return, but this guy is now on a reload, and he can probably reload before him, but he's not going to catch him. So the team are doing all right around this. There is an M103 as well for protection. But if you look at the minimap, I mean, the Reds have all gone the other side as well. And that heavy around that side is going to get, he's going to get wrecked. He's going to get wrecked. So they need to take care of these mediums whilst that heavy on the other side is dealing with pretty much the rest of the team. They need to be quick. They're outnumbered this way. They need to use that to their advantage. And you can see that the missile tank is only on a one shot. They need to push this T-54. The heavy is now dead, so that now there's just the TD that decides to go as soon as he pretty much dies. So he's going to get rushed. But as long as that TD can hold, just like the heavy did, the heavy probably shouldn't have been there in the first place, but he did hold about 4 of the enemy team. So that was not too bad, and it gave these guys enough time to, well, it should have gave them enough time to clear this T-54, but it hasn't. So eventually, he is now dead, and it is just a 4, now a 3. There goes the TD. It is now a 3 versus 4. We all know where the other 4 tanks are. They are the other side of the map. Loser team says busy. It's not even busy. It's buys babe. I've been saying that wrong the whole game. So buys babe. Trash team, and there goes the T-54. So now it's a 2 versus 4. 2 versus 4 is not a great situation to be in when you're in an auto loader like this tank. It is top tier, I suppose, so there is 2 tier 8s, but it doesn't really matter. The armor on this tank isn't nothing special. It can bounce shots on the turret. His last remaining teammate is very, very low hit points, so he can't really do much, and he's only on 1100 hit points himself. So it's going to be a tough win. The enemy, at least one tank is capping, so we can minimize one tank from the 4, because at the moment nothing is spotted. We don't know where any of the tanks are, bar that one that is capping. And here is the Lerva. He needs to go for that Lerva. He's a 1 shot, and there goes the E50. So he's now alone against 4 tanks. That was a nice shot against that Lerva, but unfortunately it did bounce. He does manage to take him out, and he is going to go for the full reload. It is now a 1 versus 3. We know that now there is 1 tank capping, and there is 1 tank to the right, but we're not sure where the other tank is at the moment. So he's just going to wait for the full reload, and there is the T-30. Really, you don't want to be shot from the T-30, and the T-30 misses his shot, and he's going to get the last remaining 2 shells in his clip, and he gets a lovely high roll just when he needs it. He gets an absolutely lovely high roll, and there is the Tiger 2, who completely missed his shot. So he has to go for the cap. He's on a reload anyway, so there's no point fighting the Tiger 2. He is on a reload, so by the time he gets there, then he's fully reloaded to clear the cap. And now he is just going to rush. It is an E75, gets a lovely track shot there, and he is going to reset the cap. And I thought he was going to run away. But he's not. He's got 1 shell left in his magazine. He's going to get that, and there's the Tiger 2. And look, he's not looking at running away. He's using the E75 as protection. Doesn't work, but I liked what he tried to do. Now, he is going to reload before. As long as he doesn't get shot from this E75, he can take a shot, maybe even 2 shots if he's lucky, from this Tiger 2. So he's on 3 kills, 5,800 damage. The Tiger misses somehow. He shoots for no reason whatsoever, and now he is in a perfect situation. As long as he can circle for at least a couple more seconds, then he should have this. And there we go. The Tiger 2 decides to shoot. He's going to now reload. 1 shot, 2 shot, and it's done. 4 kills, 590 bounce damage, which is more than enough for this kind of tank. And he finishes on 6,779 damage and a well-deserved ace and a well-deserved Kolomonov at that as well. 1,582 base XP. Moving on, we have the last game, and it is the Type 61, and it's driven by Get in the Van. We did a video with him. He driving the same tank, in fact, and I think it was actually a Hall of Fame at the time, and I think this beats that Hall of Fame. So he's on Faust, and there's 3 mediums on his team, 2 mediums and a light tank on the enemy team. So as long as they push, but again, if you look at the minimap, everyone's just sort of, there's a couple that decides, one medium started to come this side, and he's now saying attack, but he's literally just sat there, not moving. The TD is coming up, but the 3 heavies have gone to the left side. So at the moment, 3 or 4 of the enemy tanks are spotted around this area. So it might not be a good thing to stay put. And he knows that. He's seen the danger, and he is now on the move. If he can get a couple of shots on this E75 before he runs, not looking where he's going, he does smash into the building. And I thought that was going to get him some damage done, but it doesn't. So not so bad. And he's not going to run away just yet. He had a nice shot there on the Super Persian. That T54 is in a bit of bother, and he's going to get some damage while he's on the run, which is great because he's not taking any damage in return. So there goes the T54, and he needs to now get back and help his heavies. Nice shot there, nice auto-aim shot there into the Charioteer, who is isolated, and he's going to be rushed, and he's not going to last too long. He should have gone with his team, but he decides not to. Decides to go for the ram. He knew he was going to die. Why not take a little bit of damage while you're on a reload? Anyway, sacrifice a bit of your hit points. You're going to die anyway. You might have got 1 more shot in. So going for that damage, just to bring his damage down a little bit, will help the enemy team. So at the moment, it's 1 tank down a piece. He's on 2,600 damage. He's only been shot once, and he's just going to wait to see if he can get some side shots into these tanks that are crossing. And he does exactly that to the E75, bringing him down to a 1 shot. And before he can back up in time, he does manage to clear him for his 2nd kill. It's now 5 against 5. There is an IS-5 there, so he's going to back up. He's chieftain his full hit points, so if they can both focus fire, there is another tank there as well. And he's just seen that the IS-5 has shot, so he's going to make his move, and he can clear him before he's reloaded for his 3rd kill. And it's now a 3-on-4. He's not doing too bad. 3.8k damage. Here comes the Predator. If he can get a shot on him, it will bring him down to a 1 shot. The Predator, the Super Persian misses. The J Panther's going to rush in, do absolutely nothing except for lose his hit points. But he's not going to rush. He's going to back up. He's seen the danger from the Pantera. And there's no point 3 tanks rushing 1 tank that is a 1 shot. And just look at them 2. They both rushed, which is in a way a good thing, but they're both bleeding hit points because of rushing 1 tank. But it is now a 3-on-2. The T92E1 and the KV4, who does clear the Chieftain, to bring it down to a 2-on-2. Really, he needs to take care of this missile tank, the T92. The KV isn't as much danger as this tank because the Type 61 has no armor. You could be HE'd. He's just been shot there, no problem whatsoever, and he is now a 1 shot to this guy, and it's a 1 versus 2. So clearing this guy was definitely a good choice because now he hasn't got the armor that the KV4 has got, but he has the speed. And in this situation, his speed is his armor. He can take a shot from this guy. He can take a shot. And if he can get a shot before he takes a shot, then he will have this guy on the DPM and he can easily take him out. But he's not risking anything yet. He's still got 3 minutes left on the clock. And this is the difference between a good player well, an OP player and a player that's sort of average. They use the time wisely, and that's exactly what Get In My Van is doing. And this is the reason he's in a clan such as Feast, the best clan on the Asia server. He's using that time wisely. He's not rushing in thinking, you know what, I've got this guy on DPM. I can, as long as I get the first shot off and not take a shot, I can sort of get the first shot off, hide until I've reloaded, then rush in. And if I take a shot, I'm still going to have him on the reload. He doesn't do that. He's using the time. I mean, he's used 30 seconds, well, 40 seconds so far without a single shot, but he's using that time to get around the map, come in from a different direction. We know exactly where he is because he's capping. So it's still 2 minutes left. There's still plenty of time. When it's a 1 versus 1, that is plenty of time, especially if you're in a medium tank, because you can probably get around the whole map twice in this time in this tank. So he does need to start hurrying up though, because 70 points on the cap. It's not going to take too much time for that KV to cap out. So he's going to come in, and he's going to come in at this side of the map. As long as he doesn't get spotted before he gets there. He gets spotted, but he does take a shot, but he gets a nice high roll into that KV4. And while he's on a reload, he is going to reload much before him. He's going to get the kill. Well played. Absolutely well played. 6 kills, 7,100 damage. Hold my beer. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Come back tomorrow. We have some really, really good replays for Hold My Teeth. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.